Big Hero 6, Chapter 8. The next day, a makeshift memorial had been arranged at the entrance of the university. Students had placed flowers and candles near pictures of Tadashi and Professor Callaghan. Friends gathered at the Lucky Cat Cafe to grieve and support each other. But Hiro sat on the stairs, away from everyone else. None of it consoled him. For weeks, Hiro barely left his room. He sat in his beanbag chair and numbly played with his old BattleBot. The blinds were closed and plates of food were usually left untouched. One morning, Aunt Cass softly knocked on Hiro's door. "Hey, sweetie," she said, coming in. "I brought you some breakfast. You get any sleep?" Then she noticed that Hiro's bed was still perfectly made. "Yeah, sure," Hiro replied. Aunt Cass opened the blinds to let in some light. "Hey, Mrs. Matsuda's in the cafe. She's wearing something super inappropriate for an 80-year-old. That always cracks you up. You should come down." "Maybe later," Hiro said. Aunt Cass nodded. "Okay," she said. "No rush. Come down whenever." Then she added, "The university called again. It's been a few weeks since classes started, but they said it's not too late to register." "Okay, thanks," Hiro said. "I'll think about it." When Aunt Cass left, Hiro got up and closed the blinds again. Out of the corner of his eye, he noticed an icon on his computer screen blinking at him. A video of his friends popped open. Gogo, Honey, Fred, and Wasabi stared back at him. "Hey, Hiro," they called in unison. "We just wanted to check in and see how you were doing," Honey said. Wasabi smiled. "Wish you were here, buddy." "We should hang out soon, okay?" Fred piped up. Hiro hit a button and silence filled the room. He sighed as his eyes moved across his desk, stopping as they fell on a letter from SFIT. Anger and despair filled him, and he grabbed the letter and tossed it in the trash. He picked up Megabot, his fighting bot, and the bottom of it fell off, landing on his foot. "Ow!" he yelled. Hiro hopped up and down for a minute, and then he saw something moving on Tadashi's side of the room. He was stunned for a moment. He stared as a white shape rose and began to take form. It was Baymax. Once Baymax had fully inflated, he shuffled and shimmied his enormous white body to Hiro's side of the room. His big belly and behind knocked over books and lamps along the way. "Hello," he said finally. "I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion." Hiro had forgotten all about Tadashi's last project. "Hey, Baymax," he said. "I didn't know you were still active." "I heard a sound of distress. What seems to be the trouble?" Hiro wiggled the toes of his hurt foot. "Oh, I just stubbed my toe a little. I'm fine." Icons with smiling and scowling faces representing degrees of pain appeared on Baymax's chest. "On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain?" he said. "0, Hiro replied, flicking his hands and trying to shoo the robot away. "I'm okay, really. You can, shrink now." Baymax reached down with a big puffy arm and waddled forward. "Does it hurt when I touch it?" Hiro backed up. "What are you doing?" No, touching. I'm fine." Hiro tripped on the rug and fell, wedging himself between his bed and dresser. Baymax loomed over him. "You have fallen," he said. Hiro rolled his eyes. "You think?" he asked, grabbing a shelf above the dresser to pull himself up. The shelf tipped, and Hiro's toys and speakers slid off. "Ow!" Hiro yelled. At first a book, and then a large robot toy hit him on the head. "On a scale of," Baymax kept saying as more items hit Hiro on the head. "Ow!" Hiro shouted as the last thing fell. "On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain?" Baymax asked. Hiro rubbed his head, clearly in pain, and said, "0." Baymax reached down and picked Hiro up. Alarmed, Hiro tried to push the big arms away. "It is all right to cry," Baymax said. "Crying is a natural response to pain. I will scan your injuries." "I'm not crying," Hiro shouted, struggling out of Baymax's embrace. Hiro quickly backed away. "And you don't need to scan me." "Scan complete," Baymax said in a flash. "Unbelievable," Hiro grumbled. "You have sustained no injuries. However, your hormone and neurotransmitter levels indicate you are experiencing mood swings, common in adolescence. Diagnosis: puberty." "Whoa, okay," Hiro said, grabbing for Baymax's suitcase. "Time to shrink now. You should expect an increase in body hair, especially in your armpits and on your legs, chest, and—" "Thank you, that's enough," Hiro said, pushing Baymax toward his charging station. "Let's get you back to your luggage." "I cannot deactivate until you say you are satisfied with my care." "Fine," Hiro said. "I'm satisfied with my—" But before Hiro could finish, he tripped over Baymax's foot and landed flat on the floor. As he lay there, he noticed a hoodie under his bed. It was the one he had worn to the SFIT showcase. The hoodie was moving softly, causing dust to rise in little puffs. Then it started to vibrate and shake.